In this presentation, I will be talking about military culture and some career counseling barriers one may face when working with this population. I will briefly discuss the different branches of the Department of Defense, as well as career counseling theories that can be useful when working with veterans. Lastly, I will include a creative arts intervention that can help when working with vets. Some military facts. So today there's over 1.3 million men and women who serve our country. There's 1.5 who are in active duty or in the reserves, and another 2 million who are retired veterans. Within the military, there are 6 different branches in the Department of Defense. The United States Army is one of them. Their mission is to fight our nation's war and conduct institutional and operational missions worldwide. Second, the Marine Corps. Their mission is to seize and defend advanced naval bases land operations worldwide. The United States Navy is another. Their mission is to maintain combat-ready naval forces worldwide. Next, we have the United States Air Force. Their mission is to maintain and train global superiors in the air, space, and cyberspace with rapid response worldwide. Next, we have the United States National Guard. They serve both the community and the country as a complementary force to active duty components. Last but not least is the United States Coast Guard. Their mission is to operate across our country's waterways, ports, and our seas all around the world. Each branch of the Department of Defense plays a very important role in our military, and each branch has a unique culture that can be found within them. So, what is military culture exactly? This is not like any other population. It is very unique. It has its own language, values, rules, and rituals. In addition, each branch has its own military culture, not one of the same. So in regards of which branch you are in, you can hear things that may sound similar, but yet can be very different. The military is not like no ordinary family. It has unique support systems that keeps them active and holds them accountable to their words. The environment is controlled with missions that help them carry and follow orders. They are taught strategies during deployment like emotional detachment, denial, and assisting others who are dealing with stressors associated to combat. Although useful, these coping strategies have many negative effects post-deployment. So, what are some post-deployment barriers? Well, when returning back to civilian life, it can be difficult for transitioning for many veterans. Many soldiers who are returning home have witnessed some unthinkable and unimaginable things. Although many have a smooth transition, there are others who struggle with feeling anxious, frustrations, dealing with losses, and even dealing with mental health issues, as well as trying to find a meaning and purpose of their life again. Career counseling barriers. In order for career counselors to help veterans transition, it is important to understand some of the barriers they may face. Due to military cultures in the service, many veterans will avoid seeking care for any mental health issues due to the stigma. They're afraid of appearing weak and scared and losing respect and trust from their peers and fellow leaders. This comes from the military culture that having low tolerance for any physical and mental weakness. Even though the men and women risk their lives for our country's safety, the lack of education can also be a problem in preventing them from getting a job. The slow pace is another adjustment, along with being in a safe environment compared to where they were, can lead to a reverse culture shock. Another barrier may be the lack of shared experience. Veterans who seek counseling are exposed to realities and certain topics that can be unfamiliar and uncomfortable to discuss. Self-concept theory may help a career counselor when working with a veteran. This approach has a strong emphasis on how social context can influence the person and their environment. Since it can be hard working with veterans to transition back to civilian life, it is important to work with them at their own pace. The stages in this framework can allow them to transition from one stage to the next. This can help individuals gain ability to cope with demands associated with their multiple roles. Individuals can become aware of the importance of self-decision making as well as the concept of life roles when understanding cultural dynamics. Another approach can be solution-focused career counseling. During transition, this can help individuals understand their significant transformation from their military identity to their civilian identity. It can help individuals construct personal, meaningful goals while working on building solutions. The solution-focused approach can help individuals gain a better understanding of a more adaptive self-identity. This approach also gives individuals the opportunity to recover by constructing a new purpose, mission, future, identity, and role. There has been more and more research why and how art therapy can help veterans when individuals are creating artwork. The artwork allows them to tell their stories when they are lost for words. It provides a safe and inviting environment for them to approach something that may seem unapproachable at times. The art making helps them find their voice. For example, mask making is a very popular task with this population. The masks allowed veterans to visualize and confront their traumas in a different way. It helps them begin to process, understand what they are going through, as well as beginning to heal. There are many things that I learned while researching that I was not necessarily aware of. Some of the important things that I took away from this is to not be afraid of bringing up uncomfortable topics within this population. I can understand how thinking that bringing up harmful scenarios or topics may do more harm than good, but it can hinder the rapport that you're trying to build because the individual is seeking help. I also think it is important to do some research of your own. The military is a multi-layered topic and would not be fair if your client is coming to you for help and you're not aware about what they've gone through or may have experienced. Lastly, I think it's very important to be patient. They have such a heavy stigma towards receiving help due to the culture of the military. Being aware of the stigmatization they may face is not easy for them to accept, but working with them can help empower them and build the relationship you have when going forward. Thank you, and these are some resources.